So I've been seeing a lot of screen recordings lately, and they're everywhere from like little YouTube tutorial videos to giant corporation commercials like this garbage from Old Navy. And let me tell you, they all look like trash. So why don't I show you how to make them interesting? What's up everyone? My name is Caleb Brunco. I'm a photographer and filmmaker based here in South Florida, and today I'm gonna show you how you can spice up your screen recording. So to do this, I'm going to use my phone, but keep in mind that you can do this technique with pretty much anything that has a screen. I'm gonna do a flat lay setup, but first I'm gonna wanna put it on a backdrop that has some sort of texture. I have this desk, but I just noticed I can take the top off of it. So I'm gonna do that, because this is a little crazy. Well, that was actually way easier than I anticipated. A much easier way to do this on your desk would be just to go on like Amazon or Etsy, and you could look for these little photography backdrop, like printouts almost, but you can put them, they're nice big kind of sheets. You can put them down anywhere and then light it however you want. They look great as long as you get ones that are high resolution, obviously. Otherwise you'll see all the little pixels. And a completely free way to do this would be just to look around your house. I'm sure your desk has texture, or your floor has texture, or your countertops have texture. There's a plethora of different things that you could use for this situation. So this is kind of the setup that I'm rocking right now. And I'm also filming overhead so you can watch what I'm doing. So this is the setup that I'm rocking with right now. We've got the 5D Mark IV mounted up overhead on a C stand, and then we have a little Neewer screen that was like $100 just so I can see what I'm doing. We've got our desktop as our texture background. And then we've got our key light out over here, as well as our secondary or accent light back there. So let's just get to it. I always like to elevate the subject that I'm working with just so it creates a little more depth. And a really good way that I found to elevate that subject is with one of these little aperture lights. It works great. Perfect. And then we can also make this whatever color we want, which is very helpful. So I'm gonna set this down kind of right in the middle there as our starting point, I guess. And then we will take our phone, take the case off of it, because that's not needed. And then we'll just, we'll set the phone down just right on top of it. So for this, I'm gonna do a little photography kind of setup for this. So I'm gonna need some photography accessories to put in here. Might as well use this old AE1 film camera. That looks kind of cool. We can see the yellowing on the lens here, but also this isn't too blown out. Maybe we'll grab a couple other old lenses. These are old Takamar lenses for here. Something cool to use to kind of drape through the scene is I have this custom camera strap that my sister actually got for me for my birthday. So gonna add this into the scene. And I don't want to add too many things to this scene to like overpower the whole thing. Just a couple little accents that just kind of tie the whole thing together. I need something for this top corner at the moment. So that's what I'm looking for. Maybe since we're using a film camera and some old film lenses, I'll grab a couple rolls of film and just kind of sprinkle those throughout the scene. That might look pretty good. Got some more film. And then what usually helps quite a lot is if you turn that light that's under the phone on. And it just kind of adds this cool little like, just kind of glow under the whole scene. So now that we have our scene kind of set up here, I'm gonna switch the overhead to a little bit of a tighter lens just to kind of get a better shot on all this. To do this, we're actually gonna take a photo instead of a video, and it helps if you can put your phone on a white screen or some sort of just bright screen, because it'll make it way easier in Photoshop to cut it out. So now that I've got all of this shot, I'm gonna clean all this up and jump onto the computer. So I've just brought the photos into Lightroom, and I'm just gonna do a quick little edit before we take them into Photoshop. So I'm mostly through the Lightroom edit, but I like to add a pretty heavy vignette to it to kind of draw your eye into the phone or screen that's in the middle. Make it pretty harsh at first, bring the midpoint in, and then we'll just feather the heck out of it, and then maybe get rid of the highlights as well so that it kind of pops through. And I think that's starting to, maybe a little bit less. I think that's starting to look pretty good. Maybe we'll grab a little gradient over here. It's all coming together. And you can see with the before and after, it's a pretty hefty change. So now we've got to bring it into Photoshop and put the finishing touches on it, which is basically cutting out the screen. So then we can put our own screen recording in it. And then if you made your phone screen just bright white, it's so easy to just cut it out. Just want to go over here to the select tool, selection, boom. And it pretty much, with one click, perfectly selected the screen. Looks pretty much perfect. I usually like to expand the edge a little bit just because it will leave some of that white in there and it won't look very good once we get it all cut out. And now we have a nice clean cutout on the phone screen. We're gonna wanna save this as a PNG so the screen part of the phone stays transparent. So now we're just gonna wanna screen record whatever we want on our phone and then we'll drag it into Premiere and I'll show you how to merge them together. So now that we've got our flat lay and our screen record into Premiere, we're just gonna drag them onto the timeline. Make sure to put your flat lay PNG above the screen record. Once your screen recorded layer is under your flat lay PNG, you should kind of see it like poking through. So you basically just scale it down or up depending on the size so that it fits in the phone that we've created. Once you get it all scaled and moved around, you can simply just play it and see how it looks. That looks awesome. That is a million times better than the simple black bars on the side with a screen in the middle, or just the blurry version of whatever's playing from the phone. That looks so much better. But please let me know what you think down in the comments. Personally, I think that is a much more intriguing way of doing a screen recording. And I love building my own flat lay that's like tailored to whatever I'm gonna show on the screen. But if that's not your cup of tea, there are a ton of mock-ups that you can find on the internet. Everything, there's phones and computers and tablets that are beautifully done and they're just ready for you to just slap your footage in there and it'll already look amazing. So if building your own flat lay is not really your thing, look into that. And that is how you can make an intriguing screen recording for your videos. Did you guys like this tutorial style of video, or should I just go back to just reviewing stuff? Let me know down in the comments. Also, I'm not just wearing a red shirt just to wear it. More on this coming soon. Well, everyone, I think that is gonna do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing. It greatly helps this channel grow. Leave some stuff down in the comments. Let's have some fun discussions. Or if you just feel like roasting the heck out of me, do that. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.